You're a yummy chocolate Bavarian cake, welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. Moo! Bitcoin at $101,000. It seems like it's going to be a very short while that we have to wait before it finally starts to make its way up. Man, I've got some news for you today, baby dolls. We're going to go through a lot. For example, HEX is once again on the MetaMask top 5 swapped coins. And that's right, haters, it is eHEX. That's right, HEX from Ethereum. It's receiving free marketing. Isn't that something? Okay, like I've got some crazy news for it. Oh man, we got some news to go through today. But just as I was about to press record, the most critical of all, Solana. If you're holding any soy, and I know a lot of you are, because all of you in the comment section couldn't wait to tell me how bullish you were, literally for the past 150 days on it. You have now flipped red on the weekly SuperTrend against ETH. Okay, this is soy ETH ratio. Now, it has not closed the week, but I think it's time, man. You've had 15 months to run up. You've had literally the longest run in history, by the way. This is one of the longest runs in crypto ever for an altcoin to outperform ETH. Man, 665 days. And even if you just want to start it from September, let's say you're like, oh, I don't really count it. Yeah, man. You were in a positive uptrend as an altcoin against ETH. Wow, man, 400. Like, it depends. It's over a year. Almost unheard of. You know, literally almost unheard of to do something like that. So they're all in complacency mode now. And yeah, why is this critical? Why is this critical? Look, because, look, here's the thing. It did do this before, didn't it? It did. Yes, it did flip red before it finally switched up. And what everyone's going to do is they're going to look at this. They're going to say, well, you know, it's done that once red before. However, look at the run up, man. It did not have a run up. It was just going sideways. It barely flipped red here. So I don't know how long it's going to be. Like, if I was to guess, though, see how everyone just believes it's going to go forever. It might end up being, if you draw a channel, maybe, okay? Comes back down. Everyone thinks the whole crypto cycle's over. But then there's a meme coin super cycle finish. Something happens here and you have like your top up thing. That's why I'm just guessing, okay? Now, in this period, by the way, you might go, oh, it doesn't look that bad. Habib, if you're holding soy during alt season wave number 1 and everything else is mooning, you're not moving, pretty much, because Ethereum's in its third cycle curse. So if you're dropping down against ETH and it's to have a third cycle curse, you know, but by the way, it's not done yet. However, like, Vans, like, how many times have I showed you, for you to fade the weekly super trend flip, okay, fade the daily, all right, maybe the 3-day, maybe, okay, dangerous, still dangerous, but okay, the dailies, they flip up and down. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you the dailies, how much they flip. That's why you go on, see, look at this daily, see that, red, but green, red, see what I mean? Because it keeps pinging, it's so volatile. You see how it changes all the time? If you go to a 3-day, less signals, but look, there's a couple of fake outs. Look at that, fake out, fake out, fake out. You see, that's why if you go higher time frames, look at the weekly, it's so clean. It's so good. That's why once it pings, look, man, it's pretty much, it's over by this point. It is, but it's not something to be faded. Like, okay, if you want to fade it, good luck, man. I hope it's the 1 in 10 cases where it works. And they sometimes, the fading does work, you know, sometimes on the weekly. Like, for example, we saw on PulseChain, PulseChain flipped green on the weekly super trend, and it was a USD, and then it just like reverted back down. But PulseChain was, it was still in range mode. You see, it had not had a big run. You see, this is the weekly super trend. So if PulseChain went up like this, friends, it went up like that, and then it flipped red here. Okay, you be careful. You know what I mean? But it has to go like a big move up. So if they don't do an enormous move up, basically this super trend, it just glides up with it. You see, and this will be the price, and it does this. You think it's going to fake out, and then it can do something like that. You see what I mean? That's the weekly super trend. But if you go up heaps, then the chance that, yes, like, it makes sense, right? The more parabolic you go, the more vicious it is when it runs out. Now, if we check out the pump music to accompany us, the weekly price, you see these wicks, friends? Kind of, man, isn't that funny, man? Look at this wick, these 3 wicks. Once again, back 4 years ago, man, that's so strange, man. Look at this wick, the green here, wick again. It's just, it's nuts, man. It's nuts, and it's the exact same time of the year. It was December. It was the fourth quarter of the year. So I hope we're headed up higher. I still think, man, just be careful. Maybe that's a pit stop. Just so you know, man, because I've got to really get it into your mind, this, because if Bitcoin's 300K or even $280,000 and like all the countries are bought in, there is absolutely no way anyone's going to believe, oh yeah, we can go back to 990. No one's going to think that. Now, what I've done is on this chart here, you see this green box, friends? That is basically the window of time, if you look at basically where Bitcoin would stop according to the 4-year cycle, okay? Now, by the way, that's where it's topped. Okay, it's topped. Doesn't mean like, because here's the thing, it can, when it goes up, you don't know it's topped. You're still receiving dopamine. So when it slows down, you just think it's still a range. Okay, but you don't know it's over until that point. But I'm just showing you, like, if we are exhibiting euphoria and it's like October here, right? If we know that next year and we're like October, we're like, hey man, that could be, it's like the last month, you know, because but you won't realize it. That slowed down until maybe November, December. You're like, okay, you're complacent though, right? Because you've had so much drugs here, but then eventually they can come back down. So I'm just showing you how these things work. Now, the Ethereum price is at 3,900. I mean, I can just feel it, friends. All these nice wicks. It's a nice weekly wick. I think it's ready, man. It's ready for a plus 40 or 50% move. This is the first fib extension on the log chart, 7,300. I think we're getting there. And if we don't get there, even better. We got stop under it. That'd be great. It makes us more bullish, because it kind of like gives you an idea that, you know, hasn't really fulfilled its target yet. Now, as I mentioned before, HEX reaches top 5 most swapped coins on MetaMask for the 2nd week in a row. So it's climbed positions. It's wonderful. I'm going to show you the post here. This is from MetaMask, friends. So MetaMask had this Pepe Unchained. We had Pepe Coin, right? Baby Doge, HEX, and SHIB, which is amazing. Amazing. So I saw some people, come on, bro. Come on. The orange juice, the glass is half full. There are 1, 3, or 5 ice cubes in there, okay? So a lot of people saying, oh, we should be number 1. Look at these other trash coins beating us. Habib, there are over 20,000 coins on Ethereum, okay? To be top 5 is such a monumental achievement. I would have never guessed it. And like I mentioned before, it is HEX from Ethereum, right? HEX from Ethereum. Because people, they don't even know about going to 1inch.io, so they just swap through that. So it's fascinating that these things are actually cracking down. MetaMask, if any of your employees are watching, can you please support PulseChain, man? You guys have kept us. Uniswap, otherwise known as Uniswamp, Matcha. Also, remember, friends, if you remember Matcha gatekept HEX, and they did the delisting, and then the CFTC went after them for some illegal stuff. And I was like, hey, suck it. That's your curse for being trash people, subhuman filth. And to be honest, MetaMask, if you guys are listening, message for you. I hope Phantom comes in and literally destroys you guys. I'm not even joking, okay? Because you deserve to get all the competition to come in and basically just eat away at your lunch. You've done nothing. You make millions and millions of dollars. You literally, I don't know how you have an office. I refuse to believe there's an actual office with MetaMask employees. The snail pace they work is atrocious, literally atrocious. You should all be fired. I don't know who your manager is. Okay, there's obviously some JP Mosquito collusion going on here. You're probably too busy spying on everyone out here. Phantom already replied to the PulseChain community. I hope Phantom Wallet comes in and just starts basically smashing everything, because in crypto, you can't wait 6 years to do an upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's one bull market. Like, every day counts. Now, since eHEX was mentioned, friends, this is the eHEX chart. It's not the full history. It's still, I think it's within the sell wall, but I just want to remind you that BankX, they're now down to only 360 million eHEX, which is wonderful. But if you want to see the real value of eHEX, you look at the eHEX pHEX ratio. It's down to 0.18. I would love BankX, man, to get out like everyone else. But I would even love them more if pHEX goes up and BankX keeps selling. So if pHEX goes up and BankX keeps selling, they could like get this ratio down and really just squeeze everyone until the very, very end. And then basically, like, once it's finally done, we just have this like, whoop, just a giant release, because there's only one artificial seller. Everyone's just waiting for the person to get out. Let's quickly check out the PulseChain core coins as well before we continue on juicy news. Once again, there's nothing to do. Everyone's getting bored. I know you're getting bored, man. Everyone gets bored. The dopamine came in and then it gets cut off. Yeah, that's the game. But you made it this far. I'm here to encourage you. You made it this far. This is nothing. Think about all the list of problems we could have. You know, like Richard Hart arrested, HEX down another 99%. You could have 1,000 things going bad, friends. Like, imagine there was no meme coin culture on PulseChain. I mean, we'd be absolutely destroyed, right? No product market fit or anything. Imagine we didn't even have the PDI thing happening, right? So there's a lot of things to be grateful for. And I know the dopamine gets cut off. Yes. I want it to come back up. It'll come back up. Don't worry. But all these things, it really puts it into perspective. Because, like, man, we'll go on to zero just like last year. You know what I mean? Like, we're literally like, oh, well, on the way to zero. We just want to, like, stop going down for once. So, PulseChain, all the core coins, I'm still very optimistic. I still think we can do all the core coins together, right? So, Pulse, PulseX, eHEX, pHEX Inc. I'm assuming no ratio moves. Maybe eHEX, because it's artificial salt, goes up more. I'm hoping we do around like a 6 to an 11x from here. You know, and how do you get that number? I just do a macro fib. It hits a 10x day one sack. Maybe that's where we head for the first wave. And people will think it's over. Maybe they'll think it's over. And then we got to do the PDI pegging thing at the second part of the year. Now, you know, contingency plan. What if the PDI pegging thing doesn't happen? What if there's an interim? Okay, well, like I've told you, man, take a Jeet stack out so you can survive the storm. If I quickly have a look at the others BTC chart, you can see it buried behind this candle, friends. What I'll do is I'll actually just make it even more transparent, just so you can see pretty much how in line we are. There's just going to be a bit of overlay here. There you go. So this is the weekly chart. We're going to keep this just so we know the timing of these, right? About 100 days from here. That'll be beautiful if it continues. You see, friends, on the weekly, nothing's changing, nothing changing. Yeah, that's why it keeps you grounded. Continuing on with the news, friends. It looks like Andre from Fartcoin PulseChain was right. Unbelievable. Okay, so Andre shilled me Fart from PulseChain. Friends, it's like a 30K market cap coin, okay? And like, you remember the story, right? I'll just go through. I made a post here, a really important post, and I tagged Ivan. Okay, why? I'll show you. Look at this, friends. So pretty much there's a fart coin on Solana, all right? It's 730 million market cap, and it came out in October, all right? So Ivan's been covering it a lot, but it's just to show you the reflection of how much money they printed, and like that's left curve bull market stuff that people come in. They're like, hey, let's just put fart coin up there, what they're doing. So why I'm in shock, friends, is Andre, the creator. So he's not the creator of fart coin. He just corrected that for me. He just shielded it to me. So that actually makes his story even more funny. I couldn't believe it. He didn't even make the coin. He was just so inspired by it. Now, when he started making videos of me, I approached him and I said, bro, PulseChain really needs your video graphics work, man. We can use every voice we can get, okay? Now, friends, I know the game, okay? So I didn't make any demands. Came to him like a friend. And I said, okay, are you sure, Andre? Are you sure you want to make fart videos? Is this what you want to do? And this is what he responded to me with. If that's the castle you want to defend, who am I to say anything about that? I support you. if that's the ticker of all the words, philosophies, memes, cults, communities, if that's the word, sir, that you were going to charge forward with in this bull market, but all right, but it is. So that look, it's for Fartcoin. It's 100K market cap, and I kept top blasting on my public account as well because actual Fartcoin on Solana is going up, man. This gets hilarious. Okay, so that Fartcoin, so this one. The concept, I can't believe it, dude. They made it on 9-inch December 2023. And like they were a year ahead of the curve. And I'm just like, man, okay, I get you guys were the visionaries. You're all right. Oh, man. And here's the thing, friends. I say this as well, but Morehead says this as well. Other people say it too. We all know this, okay? So if you want to know how bullish on a coin you can get, imagine it going really high in valuation. Does it become more entertaining and funny? Does it have a compelling story? If it does, it gives you more reasons to be bullish for that outcome. Yes. Like, for example, remember I told you, hey, Peppy, why don't you go flip an American airline? You know, I told you that stuff. Okay, well, Fartcoin reaching billions. Now Fartcoin flips American Airlines. You know what I mean? It's at 730 million. So these things going higher and higher. That's also that they mentioned the example of like Retardio. Retardio coin is up. Like we just want to see it on Bloomberg report that. It hit 30 billion valuation. So I even call Andre here the Picasso of our times. I mean, look at the amazing material he made. Like, man, these are gold, friends. Like, PulseChain's a blue ocean chain. PulseChain, the whole chain is blue ocean, man. It's just amazing stuff, friends. It's cheap, it's low, And everyone around, he's a full-on believer. Look at this amazing, like it's just the beautiful, this siren, the mermaid coming out. By the way, do you want to know what's spooky? So why we're even talking about it is, okay, yesterday in my show, this happened, okay? Yesterday in my show, I was talking about the movie, the TV show Lost, how there's a black smog monster, okay? Totally random. And then Andre, unbeknownst to any of us, he had made a video meme of me, or I think, and for fart, he used John Locke from Lost. And so we're talking about this mind link, like friends, like we're all out. There's some sort of like consciousness link with all these. You know, there's always like, you know, women have like a sixth sense, or there's a mother's intuition. Like there's some sort of link. There's some spooky cases where like twins, they can tell what the other person's feeling and stuff. It's just crazy. It's like trying to stop a comet with your fart. Literally, you turn around, rip a big fat squeaky trumpet fart, and you're trying to stop a comet. You won't be able to do it.
You don't know who you're dealing with. Don't ever tell me what I can't do, ever! This is destiny. This is destiny.
You remember this from the scene, friends? Amazing. Look at the clouds. So if you remember that from the Lost episode, it's really inspirational because John Locke, he can't walk and the island heals him. And he's like, don't tell me what I can't do. And yeah, of course, Andre, like I listen, I don't want to hear any complaints. I asked him, I go, so once again, I'm going to get it. Is this the hill you want to defend? He responded to me with the fart video. You even remember, friends, this genius stuff. Man, this is just freaking gold. He's placing fart stickers in public toilets out here, man. This is just, you know what I mean? They're the ones that make it. Also, funny enough, he said there's going to be a game. There's going to be like a fart game. Oh, gosh. All right, man. Like, welcome to the bull market, friends. Welcome to the bull market. This is, you want a 2021 again? You got it. And also, this was one of the most epic things of all. Look at this, friends. This is...
I promise. I am lighting this special candle. Some people may call it an incense. For Mr. Somi and for all the fart holders, to spread into the world this sense of pure bullishness, and to make meme coins rise again like they never rise before. We will get that smell of victory at the
end. Dude, you are making, this makes no sense. You are making material better than like 98% of us. And it's for this like generic white marshmallow dude cracking farts. But like you can't knock it. He got it right. Friends, you know Fartcoin, you know what 730 million market cap means? It flipped Inc. It flipped eHEX. If it does another 2x, it's bigger than Pulse and PulseX. It does. If it does a couple of X's, if it goes to like 7 billion, yeah, it's flipped HEX. On Solana, Fartcoin. Yeah, man. Remember, memes, cults, religions. Why? Mindshare, mindshare, mindshare. You know, we live in an attention economy. This is getting attention. It makes us laugh, makes us talk about it. Look at the devotion here. That's what makes it more funny. Like, yeah, it's meant to be something that's like, you know, so generic and like maybe not unique, and you're like giving it so much devotion. That's the funny part about it. Now, going on to some less important news. Unfortunately, friends, the US yield curve uninverts. And you all know, like, oh man, I know a couple of you guys, shout out to the Habibs in my Telegram. They're like, Somi, the yield curve. And I'm like, don't worry, sir, don't worry. Probably hasn't really. Yeah, I'm not looking at the right one. Because I wasn't at my PC and I checked my computer. I'm like, uh-oh, it was the right one. This is the 10-year minus 3 month, okay? This is Harvey Campbell from, by the way, friends, just to give you more bullish, okay? The guy who actually invented this as the recession indicator to alert everybody many, many years ago, did all the tests and stuff, Harvey Campbell. He's bullish on DeFi, okay? He's like full-on crypto maxi now. He loves it. I've shown the interviews about him. Like, he's such a sweet, sweet man. He's a really awesome guy. And yeah, he made a DeFi book. He literally wrote a DeFi book. Is that crazy? He's like, yes, the guy who made the recession indicator. He's like bullish on our Ponzi bags. Like, our made-up imaginary money is better than their one. Okay, Richard Hart actually said that in the Highest of Stakes movie. That's why, friends, when we say Ponzi money, like Ponzi has a direct term. It's like, oh, you don't know where the money comes from. But no, it's made up imaginary money. That's like another way to say it. It's just that saying Ponzi is kind of like, it's just off the cuff, easy to say. Now, This is the US yield curve Ponzi. Just to let you friends, like whenever there is this part, there is doom. This was zombie virus. Okay, this was zombie virus. However, there is something to note about this. This one was something changed here. Okay, the US and all the world governments, they basically said, you know what? We're never going to be able to pay off the debt. We have to reset our interest to zero. Let's use credit cards to pay off the debt. So the only thing we ever had since then was the zombie virus. That's why everyone's scared. They think, well, are we going to have like a recession, or is it just going to be black swans after black swan? That's something to think about. Yeah, I don't know. I got kind of scared, man. Arthur Hayes, I heard him on the interview, man. He goes, the governments are never going to allow a recession again. We're going to have no more recessions. I'm like, oh, crap. You know what I mean? I just hear that. You don't like hearing that, especially as a contrarian. We're never going to have a recession again. But it's kind of true in terms of like, if things slow down, they just print money. Okay. But then you think, oh, what's wrong with that? Well, you go to Uncle Peter Schiff, who's a friend of the channel. Uncle Peter Schiff, yeah, he'll mention to you. He goes, hey, it eventually doesn't work. You keep printing money and it's so inflationary, you know, so you keep printing money, people keep buying the same stuff, then it becomes a problem. That's also why now, friends, you kind of know why the food supply and all the meat and stuff, the government always has to have a big, tight control on the food supply because they got to make sure you can eat, okay? If there's inflation and you can't eat, literally the society crumbles in 5 seconds. Governments know this. That's why all the farmers, that's why it's really, really important to protect everybody with these farmers. That's why I really, what gets under my skin is like when you see these like communist, ultra socialists, like these commie, just, you know, the puberty blocker types, when they're like anti-farmers, I know what that means. I know they're brainwashed by the World Economic Forum, the bug eaters. They're brainwashed. They want to get rid of the meat. They want to get people onto the bug stuff. Okay, that's why they want to. And by the way, what do you think all the fat marshmallow dudes in the ECB are going to be doing? You're going to be eating bugs? Hell no. They'll be eating the finest Wagyu beef straight from Australia. That's what they'll be doing, okay? Augustine, this guy. Do you think he's going to be eating bugs, bro? You think this guy's going to be eating bugs? The guy literally telling you, don't worry, you're going to get on the bug. You think that guy? Have a look, okay? You know? You know, by the way, if he was like your uncle, when he comes over, you're getting some mad treats because he's eating them all day. You're going to get the chocolate and the Skittles. You know what I mean? Like, well, your parents are going to go nuts because you're not sleeping all night. You know, you got an uncle, like, friends, you got an uncle with a belly like this. Oh, it's game over for your parents. No, none of the kids are sleeping Christmas. Like, he gives you anything, you know it's going to be the yummy stuff. But for running an economy, totally different story. All right. Also, friends, some serious stuff. So, US investor got sentenced to 2 years prison for evading $4 million in taxes. So, friends, I don't care what your principles are, okay? Friends, you'd rather owe money to a gang than the government. Just everyone knows that, okay? Look, you guys all remember me from 2022. I've been saying to you since 2022, 3, 4, you can cheat your taxes. How? Increase your clip size. So if you have $10,000 of exposure putting into crypto, I'd say, hey, put it up to 13,000, 13,500. That extra 3,500 into your bag, that's your tax payment at the end. So everything grows. You're like, oh, wow, I just shave off 30%. Yeah, 30% in another pile. That's your tax pile. You know what I mean? So it's psychologically, it helps. But now your bags hopefully have grown, which is good. Like, it's a first world problem. But that's what I do. That's what you do. Like, I'm going to need something to cover the tax later on. That's fun. That's like I'm really wearing a bull hat. Moo. See how bullish I am? I'm like, oh, I got to pay the government here. So you're welcome, Mr. Government. You're welcome. Like, who else out there is investing more to pay you? Also, next year, I will be doing a very strict reminder to you. Take profit, put 30% in your pile here. Stable coins, okay? You pay the government, okay? That is not to be touched or reinvested. All right, that's unfortunately 2 cycles now. The biggest problems is, friends, people make money, they trade into stuff on exchanges, yeah? They're flipping stuff around and they hold stuff, and then the bear market comes, they're down 85%, but they have like an $80,000 bill. But now their crypto portfolio is only worth like $12,000. Okay, it's very, very sad. So you have to protect yourself against that. Also, I just got sent this from my friend. Zero Hedge have now put, there's a record short on Ethereum shorts up here. A record Ethereum shorts. Look at this. So Ether, cash settled leverage funds. Bro, I hope you guys, You retards. You guys are gonna get absolutely obliterated. You're gonna get destroyed. Okay. You are gonna get outperformed by Andre and his fart coin. Okay, literally 100K market cap shitter. He's gonna outperform me. But also, friends, you know, a lot of these shorts, a lot of it is also people buy the spot and they sell on the futures, and they make money on the spread. So, just so you guys know, a lot of the money in crypto sloshing around on these exchanges, they're from cucks, real cucks. So, Bitcoin, you know, what's Bitcoin growing at? It's growing at like 55% per year, right, on average. Yeah. So, what these cucks do is they will, they'll buy the spot and they'll sell on the futures, and they'll pocket like a guaranteed like 8% or 10%. Okay. And why are they able to do that? Well, actually, Plan B talks about it. It's because of the inherent risk and the volatility, and it's basically free money. Shouldn't even exist in the real world to be able to get that. But why doesn't anybody do it? It's because if you're in that game, you know about Bitcoin, right? So you're shooting yourself in the foot. Like, why would you go learn all about Bitcoin to trust it and then go do a subpar optimal strategy for like 4 years in a row? When Bitcoin itself is growing at like 45 or 50% per year, why are you going to do the one that goes 10%? And that's because they want the certainty of returns. That's why they're actual real cucks. So instead of making, for example, let's do this number here, because this is psychologically really important, right? So instead of making, let's do a 50% return to the power of 4. So instead of making a 5x, my gosh, a 5x in 4 to 5 years, what they'll make is instead, they'll make a 40% return. What a bunch of losers, bro. You're in imaginary Ponzi land, and then you go do your little crappy Wall Street guy. Hey, everybody, there's a 10% return over here. Yeah, Wall Street guy. Get out of here, bro. You guys are jokes. By the way, I'm glad you are jokes. That's why all the money's free for us. We're front running them, by the way. Okay, these guys, yeah, friends, they're gonna bid Ethereum at $10,000 because they're like, excuse me, it's a $1 trillion asset class now. You can suck a fat one, bro. Fart coin. I'm not promoting it, friends. I'm not telling you don't buy or do any of these. I'm just telling you the hypocrisy and how funny it is, and you're gonna see more of that. Okay, so yes, I go deep down degenerative stuff. But when I check out the degenerative stuff, as you know by now, I can make the link. You know, so if you can't make the link to like, okay, how does this reach a wider audience? If I can't see that link, then it doesn't matter. But people who don't see the link, if you just see like these names and these coins, you put them all in the same stack. And honestly, you should be skeptical like that, because there's 10,000 trash runs. And what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? What if farts aren't funny tomorrow? You see what I mean? You got to think about this stuff. In some even more bullish news as well, Senator Cynthia Lummis, she met with Trump's secretary to discuss the strategic inferior HEX return. So what's inferior HEX, friends? It's called Bitcoin now. BlackRock BTC. Okay. Also, we got the People's BTC on PulseChain. That'll be amazing as well. So
I think that is
I'm going to show you as well this clip from Dan Morehead. Let's go.
I think that is actually a really important thing. When you're the reserve currency of the world, you don't have somebody else's currency to save in. So the United States doesn't have another currency. It stores $600 billion in gold, which is a staggering amount. It's equivalent to 11 million years of American worker wages. So that's kind of crazy. Go to digital gold, Bitcoin. It's much better. And so I do think it's totally rational. The U.S. already owns 1% of the world's Bitcoins. Keep that, increase that. So I do think it is actually a really good policy. There's a couple countries that already do own Bitcoin.
So you're seeing all this stuff. You know that dude though? You know, I made some controversial threads about him. You want me to bring him up? He bought Luna with Pantera Capital. They made, I think, $100 million. Now, here's the controversial part. So we'll get to the numbers. I'll show you now.
It's a really important thing. When you're the reserve currency of the world, you don't have some.
They sold the top of Luna. They made like 8 million or something, and they went on to shill it, saying it's still a buy. You don't believe me? Friends, how many times do I have to tell you? I am literally one of your only freaking friends in this industry. There you go. Look at this post. June 2022. Literally the entire industry has just run away from crypto. And here I am cleaning up. The janitor cleaner. Can you believe that? There's no one left, friends. You know, can you imagine? There's a nuclear holocaust. Literally the entire city's exploded. There's just rubble, okay? And I appear, you know that little SpongeBob The sponge. I think there's a character from SpongeBob, the little fish guy, and he's just sweeping the floor. Yeah, that's just me, just sweeping this like giant city, entirely rubble, cement, dust everywhere. I'm gonna find you that picture. This is actually hilarious. His name is Fred. Fred the fish. That's hilarious. So here he is, just sweeping it out. There's always the memes, like just yeah, clean up on aisle 5. Now check it out, man. Look at this, man. They sold at like 80 to 100 bucks. Man, that's wild. Look, if you're listening out there, bro, come on, bro. Like, listen. Sorry, man. Like, you made 100 million bucks. Everyone lost all their money. What do you want me to do? Not report it? No, I'm telling everybody, this is the game, friends. There's sharks everywhere. But it's a game, okay? If you want access to the riches, to the money in crypto, you understand you're playing a game. Not a guaranteed certainty. Yes, all these people, friends, like, just warning, if you're ever approaching me, if you're that guy, you want a guaranteed certainty.
Another currency. It's stored.
If you want a guaranteed certainty of anything, just this game's not for you. Okay, go be an engineer, go do your heart surgeon stuff, go be a nurse, right? Go fix people's rounded elbows out there. There's been a rounded elbow crisis. Okay, go do like real jobs of society. This is a game. You understand? It's a game. It's a pendulum. It's moving targets. There's what the crowd thinks, what the crowd expects. That's it. And there's never certainty, okay? It shifts over time. If you can't play the game, got to get out, okay? So like for example, like if you're going to go cry and whinge to your friends that you got hit in the face, okay, don't go to a UFC gym, you know what I mean? And try to compete for the next 6 months. You know what I mean? Like you're stepping into the game. However, the game's very rewarding. And you can even check it out, friends. Like I even have, look at Pantera Capital paid out 80% of its Terra investment before the USD crash. So what do you mean paid out 80%? You mean you guys cashed out? Shareholders. Your VC, bro. Don't worry, we paid out everyone. Bro, that's funny. Friends, that is like Alex Mashinsky. He comes out and says, everyone got paid. The rightful owners got paid. We did a rightful payout. And then the payout is like him and his wife. And he just completely neglects the 98,000 customers. Like, well, but it's a game, man. They're VCs. They come out. And yeah, this video, friends, they come out and they shill it. They shill, they shilled the very, very top. I made all these posts here. Oh yeah, and they have Arbitrum unlocks. You want to know why Arbitrum can't get it up? Yeah, these guys have $1 billion unlocks, friends. $1.2 billion. Can you believe that? My gosh, but huge billions of dollars. Pantera Capital were given Arbitrum allocation. They sold the top of Luna whilst telling everyone in crypto was a great buy. Yeah, I remember that video. I reposted that video. They literally went out and they said, no, yeah, we still believe in it. It's still great. That's the game, bro. Look, it's a game. I'm here to help. You understand? Not here to help. We're not here to like. I don't like the crying. Like, oh no, it's all bad. No, bro. Like, okay, these are the rules. How do we win? Okay, or you have this winning mindset, abundance mindset. There are answers. There are strategies, okay? You ever play like a Dark Souls or a Demon Souls game, friends? Like for the first time you come to the boss, you keep getting slaughtered and slaughtered and slaughtered. And finally you figure out, I can dodge that move. Or maybe they're weak to fire, you know what I mean? And you figure out stuff. That's like playing games, you know? And it's the same thing here, okay? These characters appear. Okay, how do I win? What are they doing to win? Buying in the depression, friends. That's like the number one common principle. You can't win unless you're getting a low price. That's it. You got to get in early, got to get in low. You've had 2-3 years to do that. Now we're entering the Jeet stack moment. Let's hope it all pays well next year. Shout out to Richard's Farts from my Telegram. It's his real name, friends. He's got this funny Hawk Tuah girl. It's very South Park-esque, okay? It's really hilarious.
Hawk Tuah coin was a success. I made money and now my fans feel great about the legitimate investment they made. That's why I brought y'all in here to help me come up with something even better. You two are the most legitimate business people I know. I'll be honest, I liked Hawk Tuah coin, but it was a scam and a lot of people lost money. You shut your damn mouth! It was a legitimate investment opportunity for my fans to make me money. Good
stuff. So here's the thing, friends. The comedy in these cartoons, they will appear towards the top and they're going to make fun about like rugs and what's legitimate and stuff. Like I know it's funny. They got to make these things funny, but they use the word legitimate investment to highlight it. This is public perception thinking. Okay. There's no legitimate. Okay. There isn't, friends. There's wins and losses, and you're playing a game. Okay. So like it is like if friends, you're playing Super Mario, and then you jump on that green pipe, but then you miss the next jump. You miss you're jumping off the cloud. You fall onto the you fall through the floor, and you lose your life. You don't. There's no like, oh, was that legitimate or whatever? Like that's like legal type of framework for that's for like normies. That's another way to put it. It's for normies. Okay, so there's winning, there's losing. You go left or you go right. You go left, you go right. That's pretty much your decision making process here. Okay, and I really want to stress that importance here. It is a game. And yeah, it is a game. It's actual metaverse, what it is. Yeah, you're trading attention, yes, and different forms of attention, okay? Like, there's attention, friends. A baby can be crying, maybe because wants some milk from a mother. You know what I mean? Or a dog can be yelling. Why? Maybe the dog wants to be yelled out, or dog wants to be let outside, okay? Yeah, and there's attention. Like, you know, maybe you want to flash your boobies on the internet or something. Hey, everybody, give me attention. You see, there's different forms of attention. Or what about, hey, you're smelly. Okay, put some underarm smell. Put some underarm things on. Okay, so you see how there's different forms of attention. Well, we're trying to mine all of that out in crypto. It's a game. Okay, if I view it like a game, that's why I'm successful at it. Okay, so I'm trying to give you the framework as to like, because I'm noticed. Okay, when I view it as a game, I don't take things personally. I see it like it's a game, it's a movie, it's an interactive movie. You see what I mean? That's completely different to like something that owes you something. There's no certainty, okay? There's probabilities. Yeah. So once you understand this, you're pretty much, you're in tune. You have that winning mindset, okay? And I really got to stress to you the abundance mindset, because there's a way to win the game. There's always someone winning the game, okay? I want you to think about that. So in every cycle, is there a winner? Yes, okay. That's why we've got to think about what are they doing to win. Study them, right? We know long-term holding wins. We know. We can know, okay, look, long-term holding, you do that until the emergency buttons have to get pressed. What are they? They're more signals, exotic top signals, right? They are signs of euphoria, signs that haters are now joining your coin, okay? You see what I mean? So you stay long-term holding, but what everyone says is, oh, I'm going to sell the top and buy the bottom. Guess what? No one does. Okay, only 10% of people, real stat. So if you go back, I'll show you on Bitcoin. Only around 10% of people exit around here, okay? Do a net exit. Now, people are selling one coin, but then they're buying other stuff. Yes, only 10% of people do a net exit, all right? Around 10%, yeah? 10 to 15%. Now, here's the thing. Half of them rebuy back into early. Yeah? Crazy stat. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's like 10% of people sell, yeah? And then, so that's wild, right? Out of 100 people, 10 are out. But of those 10, 5 get back in early. Why? Because they were selling at 50 and 60K. So when Bitcoin hits 40, they're like, sweet, it's cheap. You know, just like I sold, I get to buy back in. Yeah? That's another thing, right? So these Jeets who are selling, I'm just calling them Jeets as a joke, okay? So these people who are selling in these periods of time, okay, they're not all selling because they believe it's all over. They're just selling because they're GT. You get it? Half of them are GT. They're not selling to do a big macro move. They're selling because, you know, the old paid group insider, one of the mainstream KOLs, they're just selling because they just made money. They're just, you know, I'm just here to take profit, like to do that. And they won't tell their audience about that because it makes them less popular. They won't do that. And none of them did back then, by the way. Literally none of them except Ivan did. Not a single one of them did. All these YouTubers, not a single one did, okay? Until when it came down here and it crashed, then they gaslit everyone and they told everybody, oh yeah, I was selling the whole time. So that they try to save their reputation because they were getting like, basically, they were facing a lot of heat because people were saying, you're a terrible trader, investor. And they're like, no, I did great. I did great. It's like this human emotion. It's this full version of a full mode cope here. It's very, very, very insecure, right? So if you notice with me, friends, in 99.99% of cases, if someone says to me, sorry, you bought the top, you have sold the bottom, you've done this, I don't respond. I don't care. Friends, remember, we are playing a game. I have the controller in my hands, okay? This voice appearing for me outside, who are you, bro? Okay, I don't know who you are. You understand? I'm going to keep playing the game. That's it. Okay, so you got to understand that you've got the control in your hands right now. You can control your destiny. I'm trying to help you to do this, yeah? People who like want this certainty, they don't understand this concept of controller. They're like, oh, I want to sign a form and then I want money to be guaranteed here, yeah? I know you want that, bro, but guess what? Yeah, some of us want to live forever. Some of us want, you know, disease to be removed from this world and stuff. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things you want, but it's not the reality of the situation. So, where to from here, friends? You know, we've had a lovely, lovely, juicy news today, but the total crypto market cap, I think, will be very controversial because, like, how high are we going to go? Is 7 trillion enough? Look, man, is 7 trillion enough? Yeah, if you diminish and everything, yeah, but we got Donald in. We got the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve just even mentioned. There's too many things happening that just... We got the Bitcoin ETF. We got the Ethereum ETF. We got all these guys coming out saying gold sucks, rotate it to Bitcoin. You know, it has to do this pent-up, built-up demand. Here's the thing. Yeah, last thing. You probably think that it's hard for someone to come FOMO buy when crypto's 13 trillion next year at the end of it. You think that? Nah. Because you, my friend, don't know the pain of someone who's been missing out for like 5 years, 10 years. They've missed every cycle. They've missed Bitcoin going up. They're holding gold. They're listening to Uncle Peter Schiff. And yeah, maybe his words are right, but not making money. Okay? Do you want to listen to somebody who makes you feel smart, or do you want to make money? All of this builds up. And they know the cost of living is going up. And they'll listen to some influencers. They'll listen to Max Kaiser going like, hey, you wonder why your stake costs $60 now? It used to cost $2. It's because they keep printing money. You're holding the worthless fiat. There's nothing they can do to stop it. You have to get in. They're going to buy $1 million of this. It just ramps it up and up and up and up and up. And all those people, friends, they don't believe in the 4-year cycle. That's why they're not long. You get it? They're not long. They don't believe if they believe in the 4-year cycle, they would have been one of the 3 likes on my Twitter posts in 2022 when I was doing janitor sweeps on the whole industry as much as I can by myself. And while I was bull posting, okay? But they're not there. So once it finally grips them, okay? Once it finally grips them, friends, they're going hard, okay? You don't hold 500 grand of gold for like 8 years with this mindset that you're going to flip it in 2 seconds. Like, you got a long-term mindset. You see why? This is what we're building into, okay? So that is the overall theme that I see eventually taking over, and how we get to, I hope, this 10 to 13 trillion by the end of next year. Of course, running parallel to that is Fartcoin. So, oh man, it's going to be a great 2025. Like, subscribe, bell button, all. Catch you soon.